Shaw, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about sciatica pain. I've dealt with sciatica issues my entire life. I've been going to a chiropractor since I was 9 years old. And in my mid-20s, I found out about a program called the McKenzie Method, and it was a game changer for me. The McKenzie Method is all about having appropriate posture and doing specific exercises to help keep your spine in alignment. I would highly recommend that you get a copy of this book. You can get it at optp.com. It's only $10, and let me tell you, it's well worth it. I will go over a few of the exercises in the book, but it's important that if you think they're going to be helpful for you, that you purchase your own copy, because they will go into much more depth about what specific exercises to do when, how to prevent having flare-ups, and other things that you can do to help your maintenance. In the past year, I've really started focusing on my fitness and nutrition, and I have very few flare-ups. But let me tell you, when my sciatica does go out, these are my go-to moves to help get rid of the pain, realign my spine, and get my body back on track to where it needs to be. Anytime that you have a flare-up, you want to keep a couple things in mind. You want to sit as little as possible. The more you sit, the more you're compressing your spine, and as a result, it's going to increase the inflammation, prevent your back from realigning, and make the pain continue. When you are sitting, you should use a lumbar roll. You can purchase a lumbar roll from the website along with the book, which was, again, the McKenzie Method, and that way you just get it all as one package. That's what I did, and it was a good deal. I actually now tend to sit in a kneeling chair most of the time. The whole concept behind either a kneeling chair or a lumbar roll is so that when you're sitting, you're still getting that curved in your spine, but you have that really straight posture, so it's your natural back alignment, which is what is going to prevent you from having reoccurring injuries and sciatica flare-ups. Anytime you're having a flare-up, you don't want to lift anything more than 30 pounds. And when you're about to cough or sneeze, you want to put your hands on your lower back and lean back a little bit. It will help prevent you from tweaking your back any more than it already has. When we're doing these exercises, you should feel the pain centralizing to your mid-lower back. So I actually am having a flare-up right now, and I'm feeling pain going from my lower back sciatica area down the side of my thigh leg to my knee. Okay? When I start doing these exercises, I'm going to feel this pain travel back up my leg and centralize into this location, which is what we're going for. Okay? If you have a very weak back, you want to make sure that you only are doing the first 4 exercises I'm going to demo for the first 3 days that you're having a flare-up. And then you can add some additional exercises that the program suggests. As your flare-up decreases, you're starting to feel a little bit better. If you have a strong back, you can do the whole set of exercises, just work your way through. But remember, you want to make sure that you're doing them correctly and not causing more injury to your back. So let's get into a few of the first exercises. Okay, so let's talk about our first 4 exercises. These exercises are gentle enough for anyone to do, meaning if you have a really weak back or you've completely thrown your back out, you will be able to do these exercises and benefit from them. Okay? If you have a stronger back and you're just having a minor flare-up, we will add some additional moves after this. Do realize you will feel immediate improvement from performing these exercises. If you do not, then you need to do some slight modifications, which I will discuss. Okay? So the first move, you're just going to lay flat down on your stomach with your head to one side and hold it for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay? This will be done 6 to 8 times a day. If you have completely thrown your back out, then this will be the only exercise you do until you see improvement. You'll see as you're laying here, you're going to continue to feel tension release in your lower back. So even just now as I'm talking, I can feel some tension moving away from the side of my leg and centralizing towards my mid to lower back. Typically, I do half of it with my head facing this way, and then I turn my head the other way. Now, if you are doing this move and you've sat here for 2 to 3 minutes and you don't feel any improvement at all, you are going to modify this move by shifting your hips 3 to 4 inches away from the pain. So right now my spine is very straight. If I did not see any improvement from this, I would shift my hips away from the pain 3 to 4 inches. And you can do it shifted like that for 2 or 3 days, 6 to 8 times a day, and then shift back and start adding the extra exercises. So I'm just going to sit here and relax for another minute. If you want to join me, feel free. Juno is very upset that she can't join me. Okay, so that exercise is complete. I actually do already feel a pretty significant change in the pain. Okay, if you think you're ready for exercise number 2, you're going to get in the same position, laying flat on your stomach. This time you're going to put your hands by your shoulders. Teddy, you're blocking their view. Aww. Hands by your shoulders, and you're going to push yourself up onto your forearms, causing more of a bend in your lower back. Remember, we are trying to realign our posture, so trying to keep your body straight and looking forward for the 2 to 3 minutes is okay. If you need a break at any point, lower yourself down and go back up. Same as with the other exercise. If you do this exercise and you get up and you don't feel there has been any improvement, or you're laying here and you're not feeling the pain centralized to your mid-lower back, you want to shift your hips 3 to 4 inches away from the pain. So if the pain is on the left side of your body, you're going to shift to the right. If your pain is on the right side of your body, you're going to shift to the left. Okay? So we're just going to hang out here for a couple more minutes. When I'm doing these, I typically do set timers so that I know how long I'm in each position. And again, this one would be repeated 6 to 8 times a day. You can do them one right after another. So you can start with the one laying flat out with your arms back behind your side, and then move on to doing this one where you prop yourself up on your forearms for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Now, if you're ready to go a little bit further, this time you're going to work on pushing yourself up onto your hands, making your arms straight. But this is done in a very specific way. So you're going to put your hands under your shoulders, and you're going to push yourself up until you feel some pain. Not severe pain, just a real little amount. You're going to hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, and then you're going to lower yourself back down. And then you're going to push yourself up again to that point of pain. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I did go up a little bit farther. That's because the pain centralized a little bit more, allowing me to move up. And then we go down again. We're going to do this rhythmically until you can push yourself all the way up with straight arms. Now, that was pretty quick for me. Realize that if I have a really bad flare-up, it can take like 6 or 8 repetitions of rhythmically going down and pushing myself up a little bit further. The whole point is to stop the moment you feel pain. Now, once you get to the point where you can lift yourself up with straight arms, you're going to push yourself up, you're going to hold it for 2 seconds or more, and then you're going to lower yourself back down, repeating this 10 times. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will also help relieve any tension in your obliques and abs. 7, 8, 9. Now, if you have someone at home that can apply pressure to your lower tailbone, that can also be done during that exercise, okay? So that was 10 repetitions, and again, that would be done 6 to 8 times a day until the pain has subsided. The last exercise that we will be doing for all levels should be repeated after you do exercises 1 through 3, or anytime you've been sitting for a long period of time. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands and form them like this, and place them on your lower back on each side of your tailbone. And you're going to gradually lean back until the point of discomfort, hold it for a couple seconds, and then come back forward. You're going to repeat this rhythmically, just like we did laying on the floor, until you get full extension. You can lean all the way back, and then stand back up. What this is redoing is causing that arch in your back and decompressing any of the joints that you pushed down while you were sitting for too long a period of time. Okay, so if you have a fairly strong back and you're just having a flare-up, or once you've repeated exercises 1 through 4 several times and the pain has subsided a little bit, you're ready to move on to exercise 5. So exercise 5, we're going to lay flat on our backs with our knees bent, our heads on the ground. Don't let me, please. Thank you. And our hands by our sides. We're going to bring our knees towards our chest until the point of discomfort. Then we hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then we're going to bring our legs back down to the ground. Notice one very important thing. I did not lift my head off the ground, okay? Our head is going to stay on the ground the entire time. So we're going to repeat this again, rhythmically, until we can get our knees to our chest. And then we're going to do 5 to 6 repetitions of this move. Okay, so now my knees are at my chest. I'm going to lower back down and we're going to do 5 more. We hold it for 1 to 2 seconds. Lower it back down. Great. You want to perform that exercise 3 to 4 times a day. Okay, if you have a strong back and you're just having a flare-up, you can move on to exercise number 6. If you have a weak back, you should stay with exercises 1 through 5 for 1 whole week before moving on to exercise 6. You're going to sit in a chair, and all we're going to do is rhythmically lean forward and come back up. Each time trying to go a little bit further, but not past the point of pain until we can reach our heads as low to the ground as it would go. And then we're going to do 5 to 10 reps of that. This will be repeated 1 to 2 times a day. Now my back is fairly strong, so this isn't actually a very hard move for me. So I'm going to say that my head is as low as it can go right now, and I'm going to repeat this. I personally find it easier to have my legs a little bit further apart and putting my arms in between. You can also do it with your legs closer together and your arms by your sides. So each time I go down, I'm just holding it for 1 to 2 seconds. Then I come back up. After you do those 5 to 10 repetitions at your full extension, you then want to do exercise 3 or 4 again. So just a reminder, excuse me back. Exercise 3, we're propped up on our forearms and we hold it like this for 2 to 3 minutes. Exercise 4, we were up trying to increase how high we go each round until we have that full extension. And then we hold it for 1 to 2 seconds. We lower back down for a total of 10 repetitions. Okay, and then we'll talk about our final exercise. If you have a weaker back, you should do a whole week of exercises 1 through 6 before moving on to our final exercise. Okay, now we're going to move on to our last exercise of the series, exercise 7. If you have a weak back, had a really severe flare-up, you should hold off on doing exercise 7 until you've been doing a whole week of exercise 6. Okay? Exercise 7 is just a more advanced version of exercise 6. Now that being said, keep in mind we don't ever want to do exercise 6 or 7 first thing in the morning because your body's just too stiff. So with good posture, we're going to try and bend over, reaching towards the floor. We bend down to the point of discomfort, and then we stand back up, okay? more for your normal ability if you weren't having a sciatica flare-up. I am extremely flexible most days and can fully reach down to the floor. Now, once you get to your point of full extension, you're going to hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then you're going to stand back up, and we're going to repeat this 5 to 10 times. Okay? Now, I'm doing this really thinking about my body. I'm not just bending over, I'm tightening my core while I'm doing it, I'm making sure that I'm keeping my posture aligned. This is very important so that you don't re-injure yourself. I'm sure you guys have heard many times when you're bending over, bend your knees, especially if you're picking something up. That is very true, okay? So be very thoughtful about how you're moving your body. Don't hyperextend your knees and cause yourself hamstring problems. That's why it's a good idea to hold off on this move if you have a really bad flare-up or a really weak back. Okay? So we would repeat that 5 to 10 times. This would be done 1 to 2 times a day, followed by either exercise 3, where we prop ourselves up on our forearms for 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Or exercise 4, where we're pushing ourselves up a little bit more each time to the point of discomfort until we get that full extension, and then we go up and down, full extension for 1 to 2 seconds, then down, repeating rhythmically for 5 to 10 repetitions. Okay, so I hope those moves help your sciatica as much as they help mine. I'm not going to lie, I feel 1,000 times better than I did when I started recording this video. I actually was at the point where I was thinking about taking some anti-inflammatories, and after repeating those exercises for you guys, I no longer think that that's a necessity for my day today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little clip and look forward to seeing more in the future. If you have any questions for me, feel free to send me an email at letshealtogether@hotmail.com. Have a great day.